Hi everyone, AstroTarotJohn here, and this is your Tarot one-card draw for Saturday, January 17th, 2026. And this is the Impressionist Tarot. And this is from one of Claude Monet's Water Lilies, and this is the Hanged Man from the Impressionist Tarot. One of the things you should know about the Hanged Man is that the Hanged Man is not hanged by his neck, but he's hanged by his foot. In this interpretation, you can see the Hanged Man among Claude Monet's Water Lilies. So what does the Hanged Man have to tell us? Well, when he shows up in a reading, he often deals with themes of sacrifice. He deals with themes of letting go, reversals of fortune, and overturning of things, as well as suspending action. So in many cases, when we see the Hanged Man, things aren't going the way that we expect them to go. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. But also we have to look at different perspectives. When we're hanging upside down, we don't see things the same way. And this Impressionist deck is just lovely. And for anyone who is a fan of Impressionist art, these were all inspired by Impressionist artists. So it's a deck that I highly recommend. In any case, it's still January 2026, and so what can we learn from the Hanged Man right now? Well, one of the biggest themes from the Hanged Man is letting go. So my first piece of advice is, now that we're in 2026, you've had a couple weeks to think about things, what has to go? What is it time to let go of? What have you told yourself that is in your way in 2026 that you are going to now release? That's not always an easy conversation to have, ladies and gentlemen, but it's an important conversation to have. So what has to go? That should be your first conversation that I would be having with the Hanged Man. The second thing is about looking at problems in a different way. So a lot of us, when we're attacking a problem, we'll go right from the front. We'll try to have a frontal assault on the thing until we figure it out. We'll just push and push and push and try to pressure our way until we get through it. And that's not always the best way to attack a problem. Sometimes it's from the side. Sometimes we can go over it or under it. Or sometimes we can wait and the problem will resolve itself. The Hanged Man says, maybe we should pull back and take another look at this. Maybe there's a different angle we can use. I had a client today who was trying to convince someone to do something a certain way, and they've been trying that way for months and it hasn't worked. So the Hanged Man came up for that person today, and I said, look, maybe we can try it a different way. In this case, maybe we should try an emotional argument rather than a logical one. Hopefully that client will give that a try, and maybe that'll work. Maybe that'll work a little better. The third piece of advice I have for you today is the theme of sacrifice. And folks, we all look at sacrifice as a noble thing. We all want to give up things for other people, especially the people that we love. But it's been my experience that, especially when it comes to volunteer organizations, it's always the same people who are sacrificing over and over and over again. Whether it's youth sports or whether it's parent-teacher organizations, no matter what it is, it's always the same people who are giving their time, giving their energy, donating food, baking goods, staying late. No matter what it is, it always seems like it's the same people. So if you are one of these people who's always sacrificing, my question to you is, why is it always you? If it's because you want to see an organization succeed, well, the Hanged Man says sometimes you have to be the one to say, my priorities are more important than the organization's priorities, and let someone else make the sacrifice for the organization. It shouldn't always be you. I know that's a difficult thing because you want organizations to be successful, and it's because of people like you that organizations are successful. But sometimes, folks, you can't be the one to give up your own personal priorities for the good of an organization. It can't always be you. In any case, I'd like to thank you as always for taking the time to watch this video. My name is AstroTarotJohn. I look forward to seeing you across my table soon, whether virtually or in person.